The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is, like the previous Spider-Man film, directed by Marc Webb, no pun intended, surprisingly. And it once again stars Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone. If time travel was possible, let's say, just for the sake of argument, time travel was possible. If you could go back in time, if I was able to go back in time and my past self from 2010 wanted to know, how was the Spider-Man reboot? How was the new Spider-Man? I was like, well, it was okay. It had a lot to build upon. I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. The chemistry between him and Emma Stone was great. A lot of the action was pretty good. Some of the story elements kind of didn't really function well, but other than that, it was a good movie. It was an alright movie. Still not as good as the first two Spider-Man films, especially the second one. And then he asked me, are they going to make a sequel? Like, well, obviously, yeah. It's like, well, how was that? How was the sequel? Let me break this down for you, and without spoiling it, because I'll do a spoiler discussion of this film in another video, a video that I'll probably call State of the Marvel Union. Does that sound incredibly stupid? Yes, it does. But anyway, there is a lot to like about this film. There really is. Once again, Andrew Garfield is great as Spider-Man. They injected a lot more humor in this than they did, not just in the original trilogy, but even in the previous film. There is more humor in this Spider-Man movie than there was not just in the last one, but in all of Sam Raimi's films. And also the performances, other than Andrew Garfield's performance of Spider-Man, which was still great. Everyone else was great. Emma Stone was still great as Gwen Stacy. Jamie Foxx was great as Electro. He was great as Electro. I really, really dug him as Electro. At first, when I heard that he was going to be cast, I'm like, let's see how it goes. And then when I saw how he would look, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to see how that goes. And he was really good. I liked his story arc, and I thought it was pretty well done in my opinion. Dane DeHaan was really good as Harry Osborn. I really liked his portrayal of Harry Osborn. I still like what James Franco did with the character, but I still want to give props to Dane DeHaan. He still did a really, really great job with this Harry Osborn. When I said that all the performances were great, I pretty much meant everyone but Paul Giamatti. And I'm not criticizing him as an actor. He's a great actor. In fact, when I heard that he was going to be the Rhino, I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually perfect casting. But the way they portrayed his character, it wasn't right. If Boris and Natasha, the two villains from the Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoons, were combined into one person and put in a giant mechanical rhino suit, that's pretty much Paul Giamatti as the Rhino. He's pretty much a cartoon character. And frankly, I don't like that. It didn't work. It really didn't work. I liked the Rhino suit. I just wish the guy in the suit was actually intriguing, but he wasn't. The action was really good. I really liked the action set pieces were good. The visual effects were really, really good, especially for Electro. I loved the way Electro looked, and speaking of the way things looked, the suit that Spider-Man has in this, oh my god. It's like, to quote Jeff Bridges' character from the first Iron Man movie, Obadiah Stane, aka Ironmonger, I love this suit! It is by far the best that Spider-Man has looked so far in any of the movies. Heck, he looked better, the suit looked better than this. And I liked the design that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man had. It was a good modern take on how the character looked. But I'm not gonna lie, this new suit that Spider-Man has is probably one of the best things about this movie. Whether you see that as a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. I don't know either. But I loved his look in this one. They gotta stick with this look from here on. They have to. It's like, even people who have never seen a Spider-Man movie before would look at that suit and be like, yeah, that's Spider-Man. And I like that. It's everything that a fanboy like me could dream of. And that sounds really stupid. I know. I also like the score by Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer and the Magnificent Six. Now, I don't think it holds a candle to what Danny Elfman did with the first two Spider-Man films, but this is a close second in my opinion. So with that said, like I said, performances are great, except for Paul Giamatti. Action's great. The visual effects are great. The score is great. The chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone is still great. Aside from all of that, the biggest problem with this movie is, surprisingly enough, the story. Some of the story elements I really did like, and there were a lot of story points that I really didn't like, especially the inclusion of the Sinister Six and the introduction to the Sinister Six. It's just the way it's portrayed, I don't like where it's going. I don't. It's all so convoluted. Things are just thrown in out of nowhere. It's like, if you ask me, Electro should have been the main villain. You didn't have to shoehorn in the Green Goblin. You didn't need to do that. Again, well, no disrespect to Dane DeHaan's performance. He was great. But, frankly, I don't think he was necessary. I don't know whether I like this movie or I don't. I mean, I don't know what to think. I really don't. And I'm not trying to sound biased or confused. I really genuinely don't know whether to like this movie or not. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot to like in this movie, but then again, there's a lot that really just doesn't mesh. I guess just to kind of wrap things up, I'll say it's okay. Should you still see it? Of course! I mean, come on. It's a Spider-Man movie. It's the first big movie of the summer. You have every right to see it. If you're a comic book fan, if you're a fan of this franchise, yeah, watch it. Plus, I want to know what you guys think. If you do see it, let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And explain what you liked about it and what you didn't like. This is one of those movies where I'm afraid it's going to polarize a lot of people. Either people really like it, or they really don't. Other people think, maybe the Spider-Man franchise could still be good after all. And others will probably, at this point will be begging for Sony to give the rights back to Marvel. But that's never going to happen. Not in our lifetime, or in any lifetime. Not even on the Lifetime channel. That was a really bad joke. I'm sorry. What am I doing with my life? So yeah, thanks very much for watching this. I really appreciate it. Also, my good friends at Living in 8 Bits, they just celebrated their 4-year anniversary. And their latest video is up on their channel right now. The link to that video is in the description below. Please check them out and subscribe to them as well. And tell Marc Aquino sent you. So until next time, this is Marc Aquino saying, flip, flip.